Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Friday, 5th April 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group, double homicide as 2 bodies found in Crown lands in St. Lucia. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. The bodies of 2 young men were found near Delgos on Tuesday, April 3rd, with law enforcement launching an investigation into the double homicide. The grim discovery has left Delgos residents shaken. Gina Felipe of HTS News Force in St. Lucia reports.
A routine jaunt by farmers on their way to tend to their properties in the Crown Lands area on Tuesday, April 2nd, led to an unexpected and grim discovery when they stumbled upon the body of a man.
Yesterday, I went down there. I didn't observe anything, but while I was going back up just about after midday, I noticed 2 slipper sandals or the brown name and a leg cap. When I saw the cap, something just aroused my mind. I said, there's something fishy must have happened. But I didn't pay no attention. I continued on my way. When I arrived at my home, my cousin told me in that area was a dead body.
A press release from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force on the Crown Lands homicide investigations reads, quote, 1 male victim was discovered with apparent gunshot wounds about his body. He was later pronounced dead on the scene by a medical practitioner. The deceased has been identified as Brinatos Stephen of Bruceville, Vieux-Fort, end quote.
And as I'm coming down this morning, I'm getting news that there was a second body right in the vicinity. Yeah, but I'm saying this area has been, I don't know, scary.
The crime scene was just like a shock for us to check it nowadays. Everybody, we have to be watch out what time we leave in, what time we're coming in. You have young people check it. We check it. We don't know what to do.
Law enforcement stated that, quote, during the course of the investigations, about 5:17 p.m., another male victim was discovered with apparent gunshot wounds. He was later pronounced dead at the scene by a medical practitioner. He has been identified as Sean Paul of Black Street, Miku, end quote. The discovery of the 2 lifeless bodies has left residents shaken and calling for an end to the violence.
It just pass everybody in the close side, all families, the whole family. But we don't like to see violence because our area is a calm place. We are never have violence in the area.
Brinatos Stephen of Bruceville, Vieux-Fort was the son of Rufus Stephen, alias Brico, who was gunned down on March 9, 2023 in Bruceville, Vieux-Fort. His murder set off a cascade of bloodshed, including the murders of parents, siblings, family members, and even a toddler. The merciless upheaval in Vieux-Fort prompted intervention by the Regional Security System, RSS, to quell the violence. The area was designated an escalated crime zone. Investigations are ongoing into the shootings. Anyone with information regarding the double homicide at Crown Lands can provide information anonymously by dialing 555, the crime hotline, or by using the RSLPF crime hotline application available in the Google Play Store.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
In association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Plans are advancing for the mega project to expand the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus in Antigua. We hear more in this ABS News report.
The Education Minister confirms fast-moving developments in the preparation for the campus's expansion. Part of this includes constructing a new home for the Five Islands Primary School to ensure the current location can be used for the university expansion. Minister Matthew says he received an update hours before speaking with our news team regarding the primary school.
That process is at a stage where I believe they're about to select the contractor to start the digging and the building and everything. So I'm excited about that. The funds are in place, the drawings are all done, and the tendering has been done. The tendering process has been done, and so they're at a stage where they can select a contractor.
The minister also tells us about preparations for the university's expansion. Part of this involved the selection of a design consultant.
Project to be the design consultant went out to tender early this year. I am advised that the design consulting team has been selected. And remember, this was advertised internationally. So an international company has been identified and selected to be the design consultants. We have sent that information over to our Saudi partners, which is required by contract, for their no objection.
Saudi Arabia has provided the $80 million loan for the campus's expansion, and Minister Matthew doesn't expect an objection from the Gulf state. He further explains a particular clause in the contract with Saudi Arabia that particularly benefits Antiguans and Barbudans.
I deliberately said that an international company was selected because, first of all, no local company is applied. And given the scale of this project, it's not surprising. However, one of the things that we did in the project proposal when it was initially conceived was we insisted that any company who was selected to do this project has to work with local professionals.
A series of consultations are anticipated for the next phase, with a project management team of Antiguans and Barbudans expediting the process.
There is a master plan that was already done, and what the design consultant will do now is to build out that master plan into a set of drawings and other material that can be used to put out for a construction tender. Because obviously the design team isn't the construction team, so they will design the entire campus, the dormitories, the lecture theaters, the administration building, the sporting complex, because there is an international sporting complex that will be built as a part of the university compound. They will design all of that. And once those design drawings are done, it will now go out to tender for construction.
Minister Matthew is confident the multi-year project will rival not just other UE campuses regionally, but any tertiary institution across the Caribbean.
Premier Mark Brantley of the Nevis Island Administration believes the move to set up a cannabis industry needs to be accelerated. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline reports.
The Premier pointed as examples to various countries and states in the Western Hemisphere that have been able to move ahead with a cannabis industry, of which he said there has been much talk. Brantley commented on the matter during his end-of-March press conference in Charleston, Nevis.
Even if we're not prepared to go the whole gamut of full legalization, which would really be my preference, but if we're not prepared to do that, then at least let us remove the barriers and introduce the medicinal and the scientific purposes that we've been talking about. We keep talking about marijuana commission, and well, by the time the marijuana commission does something, I'll be an older man than I am now. It is time for us to do something. That's why I said it was so bold of the agricultural officials in Nevis to have a tent at our Agri Expo. I'm pretty sure now it's going to become more normal. We're hearing all this talk about, smoking zones at concerts. And you know what I think we need? We need licensing, regulation, taxation, education.
Successfully starting a cannabis industry is even more vital, given the need to diversify the economy and its overdependence on the Citizenship by Investment program. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
Former Commissioner of Police in Trinidad and Tobago Gary Griffith is unsuitable for public office. The words of Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Dr. Amory Brown, at the Ministry of National Security Media Conference on Tuesday. TTT News has more.
The phrase that just keeps echoing in my mind is unsuitability. Unsuitable for public office in any way, shape, or form. I certainly cannot recall in the history of this country any former commissioner of police conducting himself in the manner as described, committing utterances toward a sitting prime minister in the manner that has been described.
Minister Brown said that the actions and utterances displayed by the former commissioner during his term in office has placed the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and, by extension, the country at a grave disadvantage.
As a result of the investigation into members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service's Special Operations Response Team, SORT, S-O-R-T, stemming from the Andrea Barath murder investigation in February 2021, a month before, the United States of America was obligated to cease all forms of security assistance to SORT under the U.S. Leahy Law.
Barbados' judicial system has been further strengthened with the appointment of a new judge to the High Court. CBC's Joshua Hinkson reports.
I, Herbert Patrick Wells, do swear that I will well and truly serve Barbados in the office of Judge of the High Court and will do right to all manner of people after the laws and usages of Barbados without fear or favour, affection or ill will, so help me God.
Having taken the oath of office and signed the instrument before the President, Her Excellency the Most Honourable Dame Sandra Mason, Dr. the Honourable Justice H. Patrick Wells became the newest judge of the High Court of Barbados. In a ceremony witnessed by the Chief Justice Sir Patterson Cheltenham, his sisters Lorna and Pauline Wells, and friend Sherwood McCaskey, a grateful Justice Wells addressed the media.
Okay, first of all, I wish to say thanks to the Judicial Appointments Committee for having invited me for an interview and making a recommendation to the Honourable Prime Minister for an appointment. I also thank the Honourable Prime Minister for accepting the recommendation of the committee, and also to Her Excellency for inviting me here for the swearing in this morning. I would just say very briefly that my singular goal is to serve the people of Barbados, to uphold the rule of law and the proper administration of justice in the best way that I can, and also to protect the constitutional rights of the citizens of this country. So I look forward, hopefully, to a productive sojourn in service to the nation of Barbados. Thank you.
Justice Wells is a graduate of several universities, including the London School of Economics and Political Science and the University of the West Indies. He holds a PhD in Caribbean Constitutional Law from the University of Ottawa, as well as a PhD in International Human Rights Law from Queen's University, Canada. He also has several graduate degrees in law, sociology, and political science. Prior to his appointment to the bench, Justice Wells served as an academic in the United Kingdom and as senior tutor at the Eugene Depuch Law School Council of Legal Education in the Bahamas. The High Court judge has also practiced criminal law as a public defender in Canada and has had appointments in Jamaica as both a magistrate and Crown Counsel in the chambers of the Attorney General. Barbados' newest High Court judge, Dr. the Honourable Justice H. Patrick Wells. Joshua Hinkson, CBC News.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give. It's so clear to see peace of mind. That's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.